Pilots on go pills bombed a group of friendly Canadians.
I hope that was the right thing to do. Yeah, me too.
4 Canadian soldiers were killed. Doctors say the pilot's snap judgment to open fire is typical of someone on speed.
The pilots were charged with manslaughter, but they blamed their go pills, and the charges were dropped. No other country in the world allows amphetamines in their Air Force, but in America, we require it.
You know, America is a very competitive place, and people will take advantage of really anything they can in order to help themselves in that struggle.
I hate to say it, the amount of beta blockers that they've got me on right now, California traffic doesn't bother me anymore.
Really?
It's too easy to get it from a doctor. Like, you say, like, I can't focus in class, and a doctor prescribes it, like, automatically.
And when you got Adderall, you just went to the doctor?
No. It's just passed around at school.
It's passed around at school?
Passed around at school.
You turn on your TV, and we push drugs, right? Mm-hmm. You know, if you have a headache, use this. If you have a pain in your side, use that. If you want to go to sleep, use this. If you want to wake up, use that.
We are the only country in the world that permits drugs of that kind to be advertised directly to the consumer.
The American pharmaceutical industry spends almost $5 billion a year on advertising, and we in turn spend $250 billion on their drugs. That's more than any other country by far. Are we the most unhealthy people in the world? Or do we just watch too much TV?
Everybody's on a drug. So why, because I'm on a drug, does everybody have to point the finger at me? Why am I the bad guy?
Because you're on steroids.
And steroids are bad.
To help children make right choices, they need good examples. Athletics play such an important role in our society. But unfortunately, some in professional sports are not setting much of an example.
Long before George Bush was the president, he was the owner of the Texas Rangers, a Major League Baseball team, with none other than Jose Canseco on the roster.
Do you think that the team trainers, the managers, the general managers, and even the owners might have been aware that some players were using steroids?
No doubt in my mind. Absolutely.
So did the president know that his players were on the juice?
You've admitted to using steroids in the past. Knowing what you know now about them, would you have done it?
Yeah, absolutely.
The National Football League has talked more about steroid testing or human growth hormone, and I know back in your day you've admitted that you did that. Your stand on that right now?
Well, I think it's good to do doping tests, and the trick always is to find a way of really doing true testing. Right. I think that we have to do something about the drug use in sports, and I think it does send the wrong message to our children.
So Arnold wants to crack down on steroids. But every year he sponsors his own bodybuilding show, the Arnold Classic. And they don't drug test at all.
It's unbelievable the shape this guy's in. I mean, how ripped they are, how big they are, how cut they are, their posing routine and everything. I'm so proud of them. I tell you, it is really amazing.
This year, Governor Schwarzenegger handed over the winning trophy to Victor Martinez, a guy who was busted for selling steroids just a couple years ago. And a few days before this competition, he was implicated in another steroid scandal.
The bodybuilder who won a competition sponsored by Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger this past weekend has been linked to a steroid investigation. A spokesman for the governor says Schwarzenegger did not know of Martinez's links to steroids.
Come on, Arnold. What do you mean you didn't know? Okay, let's compare. Here's Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was on steroids. 6'2", 235 pounds. And here's Victor Martinez, 7 inches shorter and 15 pounds heavier.
Give him a big hand. Come on, big hand.
You know, I've been calling Arnold's office for over a year to get an interview, but his people keep telling me that his position on steroids is very clear. So the only way to get an answer was to track him down myself at a place I knew he would show up, Muscle Beach. It was just a few weeks before the governor's re-election, and Arnold went to where he knew he could depend on support to cement his voting base. This was my big chance. I waited for hours. And finally, there he was. And there was this other guy, the tall guy, the one in the middle. He saw me. This is how politics work these days. The important thing when making an appearance is the photo op. The tall guy's gonna nod at me, then he's gonna point Arnold in my direction. Arnold, his instincts honed by years of being a huge star, instantly sizes up the situation, notices the various cameras, and decides to use me further his re-election bid. And instead of talking about steroids and the cheating culture of America, he compliments me on my biceps. And we end up on the cover of the LA Times.
Oh, there it is! Oh my God!
Not that I mind. After all, it was kind of like a dream come true.
Son of a bitch!
But I still have all these unanswered questions.
Let me tell you this, first of all. You can't knock Arnold, really, okay? Because the steroids didn't get him into that office that he's in.
But he basically comes out and he says, if you work hard and you play by the rules, this country's truly open to you. You can achieve anything. But did he get to where he is playing by the rules, or would he have ever even been famous had he not taken those drugs?
Well, let's look at it this way. Let's talk about other heroes. Let's talk about John Kennedy. He was a hero in the Navy. John Kennedy served as President of the United States, but John Kennedy cheated on his wife right in the White House when, with Marilyn Monroe and who knows how many others, okay? It's no different than biblical characters. Moses was a hero, but Moses was a heel. He didn't get into the promised land. He didn't do what God told him to do. David was a hero. King David was a hero, but David was a heel. He chased every woman in a skirt or in a toga or whatever they wore back then. Okay, every man is fallible, and even the people who were the prime examples of how to run your life in the Bible screwed up. They all screwed up. So people need to get off their self-righteous soapboxes and start loving each other.
We just need to go out there and do our jobs, just as you professionals do your job. No, all you guys lied. All of y'all, in a story or whatever, have lied. Should you have asterisk behind your name? All of you have lied. All of you have said something wrong. All of you have dirt. All of you. When your closet's clean, then come clean somebody else's. But clean yours first.
Hi, how are you? Last name is Bell, B-E-L-L.
I took the oath to serve you. I say to everyone here today and to all Californians, I will not forget my oath and I will not forget you.
A few months after I voted for Arnold, his people told Gold's Gym to remove all of his images.
What is the meaning of this? It's a dark day in Gold's Gym. They're taking down Arnold's poster.
You have a lot of respect for Arnold? Is he one of your heroes?
Well, he was until he took his shit down. You know, that guy's a traitor, man.
The gym feels different now. The old Arnold's gone. And somehow, this time, I don't think he'll be back.
So you excited to be out here instead of in Poughkeepsie?
Hell yeah, man. I got a job making 3 times as much money. My rent's just about the same, and I'm right by the beach, and I got a convertible right here next to the mirror, honey. Put a little muscle in it.
There you go.
Higher.
So what do you plan on doing here that you weren't doing in Poughkeepsie?
Geez, like having fun at life instead of hating life.
Think it'll help you, like with your problems and stuff?
Absolutely. I feel better already.
Now that Mad Dog's in California, things seem to be going pretty good for him. He got a job working as a trainer at a local wrestling school.
Now if I want to take it here, keep your face up, so.
He'd actually make a great teacher, but that's not good enough for Mad Dog.